Welcome back to Vaguely Adults, where you have two of your favorite vaguely looking adults here today. This is not another podcast, which you might have been expecting. I don't know if the podcast listeners are actually still listening.
That should honestly be its own segment. Welcome to another not podcast episode of...
Yeah. Anyways, what comes next?
Anyway, I'm Sarana, and this is...
Shirley.
Yay! That's what comes next. But she is Sarana, and I am Shirley.
I am indeed Sarana. Yeah, so this is kind of a little chit-chat about our 2022 in review. How has your year been?
I don't know where it starts and I don't know where it ends. Like, I don't know what actually happened in 2022.
Dude, okay, so
And what happened way before 2022.
Do you write things down in your calendar? Okay, anyways, I'm a big calendar person. I write almost everything in my calendar. So I came prepared for this because there's so much that happened this year that I don't feel like...
I'm sure things will trigger me into remembering.
Starting off January 2022, I was here.
Yes.
Because my brother got COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, and I came here to isolate and literally just had my fingers crossed because it was the second week and you were coming over.
Yeah.
So I was just hustling to find a test to test negative so that she could come over. She was like, I'm gonna come over regardless. And I was like, no, let's do this safely.
I was already on my way. I wasn't about to turn back.
Yeah, so that was great. Was here January 1st week through to February. We were still posting podcast episodes in February. Did go a little MIA there. Was meant to go to see twice this year. My group of friends and I were supposed to do that. All were still very iffy on the whole COVID thing. And I immediately was like, not gonna do that. My brother literally just had COVID.
I remember this. And
I just don't feel safe enough because I believe it was at UBS Arena and it was just...
And you were also still not taking public transportation at this point.
That changed so much this year.
Yeah.
I'd not taken a train since 2020 up to that point.
Since March of 2020.
Yeah, so since then to February, it was just no public transport for me. Sold that ticket, so I didn't get to go see twice. March rolled around, started doing things again. Was very happy that Formula One started to do things. It was testing season, so I was getting more of my racy boys back. Went out to Hudson Yards in March. We went to that cafe. I think it was the Australian cafe, and we sat outside and we ate.
Yeah. It was like
and then you had a COVID test, or you tried to get a COVID test that day.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing. I bought a bike in March that I haven't used because I'm afraid to ride my bike in New York City.
As you should
So I bought a bike and yeah. April, I was back here for a couple days.
At April's.
And then April, I also went to Canada, which was an interesting thing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
She brought me back maple syrup. I'm just gonna give tidbits I remember. She brought me back maple syrup. I still have.
Yeah, April was also my uncle's retirement, which was kind of wild. I started another sort of freelance thing, which I still kind of do every so often. May comes around, there's some more things. Got some nice mail from my friend Eden in Australia. Very nice little photo cards and whatnot. Went to a concert, saw Rina Sawayama, and then 3 days later I was positive with COVID. So I went into isolation in May. Not a fun time, really.
That's when I sent you the boxes of Pedialyte.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Which some of the Pedialyte is in here now, which I used this morning. Came in clutch. Anyways, yeah, 13th to the 18th, isolation for COVID. And it sucked because that was one of the weekends without Formula One and I had nothing to look forward to. Like, why was the one weekend I had COVID not a race weekend? That's just a me problem, but it really bothered me.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing to do.
The universe was conspiring.
Then, as soon as I tested negative, I came back here again, had a nice little sleepover, started getting a lot more anxiety about crowds and the outcome of what happens when you go to a concert, because now that's what my brain sort of just connected with one another, right? June comes around, milestone birthday for my father. We go up north have a wonderful time at this amazing estate, traveled, did XYZ. We also had our little reunion right before that. Me, you, and Nick went out to Beyond Sushi.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Anyways.
Before we get to July, June is also when my cousin graduated high school, and they threw a little graduation party. It was super cute. It was upstate. I spent 2 weeks trying to find a ride. Ended up finding it from the most unexpected fella. And we are...
Came in clutch, though.
He really came in clutch. We became very close friends. We are still friends.
You kind of stumbled on that.
Yeah, we're still friends.
Still friends. Nice person to hang around.
Yeah, no, he's super chill.
June also was me seeing Dreamcatcher for the first time. Had a major panic attack when I got into the venue. It just felt, the air was thin, everyone was stacked up against each other. I had to tap out, went to the back of the crowd. I was like, Moses parting the sea. He was the one that parted the sea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, nope, having a panic attack. Just full tears down my face.
Sobbing.
Like, guys, I'm having a panic attack. Walked my way to the back, took like 2 minutes to have a little cry, got myself up because I was like, Sarana, you were so close to the stage. You were like 3 people off from the barricade. You are not messing up this opportunity to see Dreamcatcher a regular human arm's length away, which is not my arm's length. Made my way back through the crowd. So nice. I never expected such reciprocation of respect in a crowd ever. When I was coming through, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I was the one with the panic attack, and people were just like, all right, guys, come on, she was out in the front, like, let's get her back. Honestly, made me respect Dreamcatcher fans so much more. Great time. Friends were in town from abroad.
I got to meet said friends. It was great.
Yeah, honestly, just a wonderful week. Then after the New York concert, we kind of was like, me and those friends who came from abroad were like, yeah, we gotta see them again. So we booked a car, paid too much money on tickets on resale to the second show out in PA. So that's what we did.
I did not join them. I met them twice while they were here.
Yeah.
It was a super fun time. They're super cool people. Super, like, easy to, like, get on with and, like, hang out with. Like, big, I don't know, it was, like, big family energy when we were all together.
Yeah.
Which was nice because you don't always have that with people. Some people, as hard as you try to have conversations with them, it just
sometimes it's just dry
doesn't
and like
happen. But I don't know if, I feel like part of it is I don't know if you've picked up on this, but 90% of the time I am talking, and so
that's untrue.
It was
it's so untrue.
It is not. It was nice though because even as I was talking, it was like fully reciprocated. So like the conversation was just ongoing, even though it was a lot of me complaining and being like, "This is my life." It was really nice because it was just able to continue like from there.
Yeah,
which was super cool.
So I mean, June and July was packed because literally that was the last week of June. All of those concerts, extravaganza things. And then the first week of July, I was out in Maryland again. Second week of July, I came back here once again. And then the week after that, I came back here once again. August, I was back out in Maryland for a good while because my cousin from BC came in and I met my niece for the first time. She's a pandemic baby, so I didn't get to see her prior to. Also the month before, I was sick, so I didn't want to make an attempt to meet her because I didn't know if I had COVID again or not, which was a whole other steeping of anxiety because I was around my family and I just come off the back of 2 concerts and rummaging around New York City showing these tourists everything all the touristy things in short. Yeah, so did that. Went to Maryland for 2.5 weeks. Did a lot of waterfall hiking and just...
Could never be me.
It was just vibes, bro. Like, it was so nice to just be out and once there's nice bush, once there's just a body of water to head to, I am going.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. Came back and then came here again, seeing a reoccurring theme here. September rolls around.
Oh, my birthday was in August. That's what happened. Okay.
Bro?
Yeah.
What did we do?
Nothing.
Right, I sent you money and
you sent me money at like 1 a.m. And by 1 a.m. I mean it was probably like 9 p.m. because by 9:30 you're knocked out. But I guess I must have fallen asleep early because the next day.
No, you responded to my messages. You just didn't see the gift until like 5 days later.
Yeah,
and you were like, bro.
Something. But I went out to dinner with my family, which was nice.
Yeah.
Had a Polaroid camera, which is super nice, but I don't know how to use it, so all the pictures were trash, but it's fine. We're just gonna live with that.
We're gonna go through a Polaroid picture, a Polaroid photography class eventually. And by class, I mean me trying to figure it out and then teaching
And
her
me
what
crying.
I figured out. Yeah.
And then September comes around. My sister's birthday is early September, so we went out, did stuff, bought her gifts, and then now you can
Yeah. We went out with our little group. We had a little reunion, you, me, Nick, and Annie.
Yes, Panera.
Yeah. Well, it was just a day of
But we met at
things.
Panera.
Yeah. It was super nice. Very happy to see everyone again. And then the end of that week started going through some stuff. Ended up in urgent care together.
Yes.
Because I woke up with chest pains one day and was like, I think I'm dying. My voice is dying.
Yeah, and I had a therapy session in the park in between going from urgent care to urgent care. Because I was just like, at that point, I was like, I can't miss another therapy appointment.
Yeah. So I was there just having a meltdown. We got to urgent care. The vlog is up for that, probably linked somewhere here. The nurse who was doing all my tests and whatever fully blatantly hitting on me, and it just right over the head.
It wasn't in a creepy way though. Like it was like, very like
subtle, but also like direct.
Yeah.
And I still just Anyway, yeah, so then got a whole bunch of referrals, and September was literally just me in and out of specialists, cardiologists, hematologists, everything, and a psychiatrist for a mental evaluation, and then I started therapy. So, yeah. Well, it was the intake for all of those things. I didn't start therapy until October, which all that happened in September, and I felt so vulnerable that I needed someone to be with me for a while. So my aunt literally closed up her business and came up to New York for an entire month to spend with me. So we spent October again in Maryland. So we went down that week that the first week that she got here, and
I met her twice.
Yeah,
it was really nice. She was super sweet. She is a sweetheart. I love her to death. Poor woman was just sitting there while I just went on and on and on.
Oh, she loved it. She was like, oh my god, it's so tasteful. It's like so different than the drama that we hear back home in Trinidad. And I was like, you know what? Yes, live your life. But yeah, I was out in Maryland a lot this year. I was here in this physical location a lot, and in Maryland a lot this year.
Yeah, I remember at one point, because we have each other's locations on our phones. And at one point, for whatever reason, I was just like, let me see what Sarana's up to. And I just opened the app and she was like in Peekskill or something.
Yeah.
So I messaged her, what the hell are you doing in Peekskill at like 11 a.m.? I was concerned that she had been kidnapped.
Yeah, no, we just found some nice bush and was like doing a little walk. And like, my aunt's never experienced fall in such a way, and the leaves were turning and all that. So we went to just walk. And it was a nice time. We went to a dam and saw some structures, if you will. Then one of my other friends, Theo, he came to New York City, and I rearranged an entire day just for an hour, not even an hour, just like a half an hour or something with him, because I was not missing the opportunity to meet him, because what a chap.
Did not get to meet. I was sad.
Yeah, it was a very short window. And it was very like last minute.
And I'm sure I worked that day anyway.
Yeah, it was rough, but super happy to have met such a lovely little human, and by little I mean fully a head taller than me,
but young.
Yeah,
so little,
tiny little baby. So throughout that, then I started therapy in October, and going through all my mental breakdowns, I decided I'm going to chop off my hair, because I don't know if you realize I cut my hair short and dyed it, and it's still not as light as I wanted it to be, but we're gonna get there eventually, and I'm pretty sure once I make it to the other side of the world and get enough salt water on me, I will just bleach the absolute
life out
of my hair. Yeah.
I went to Comic-Con the beginning of October, which was super fun. It was 4 days. My cousin came. We bought him a ticket for his birthday, because his birthday was later in October, and he came with us, and he dressed up so nicely, because we told him we were dressing up as Hogwarts students, so he came full suited.
Aww.
Yeah, like full suit with his little like Ravenclaw tie and a little pin on his tie and his cloak on top of it. It was super nice. We took pictures. He spent so much money because he moved into the city for school. So prior to my sister's birthday, I was actually dragging him around because I had to buy her gifts. So I was like, what a better way to get to know the city than to just let me drag you along everywhere. Yeah. And he was super down because he was like, I finished all my... He's the kind of nerd that, like, finishes all his homework, like, on Monday if he knows what his homework is going to be, like, for the whole week.
Good on him.
Yeah, whatever. We'll see how long it lasts. And so he's like, yeah, I mean, I finished all my homework. I'm literally at home doing nothing because he has class from, like, 8 a.m. to, like, 11 a.m. And then he's done for the whole day. So I was like, amazing, cool. You want to run errands with me? And he was like, oh, I literally just got home. You mean now? I was like, yeah, no, I'm walking out now. And he was like, okay, cool. I'll meet you at the train. And then it started...
I would never.
And then it started pouring.
When I'm home, I'm sorry, that's it. I'm currently unavailable.
Yeah, but he had just moved to the city, so he's like super excited to like see everything.
Valid.
So he came down, and now he just got a credit card, and he's super excited.
Ooh.
So I was like, dinner's on you, and he was like, whatever you want. And I was like,
we love some debt. Actually, no, just please be responsible with your credit cards because
pay them back.
Can very quickly spiral.
Yeah.
Use your loans smartly. That's all we can say.
So,
this is not financial advice. We need to just preface that.
But went to Comic-Con. That was super fun. He had a blast. He spent so much money. I don't know where this kid got so much money. He's a freshman in college, but...
Vibes, bro.
Honestly, that's what he's living off of. No, he worked really hard in the summertime with his father.
Yeah.
Who does, like, floors.
Mm-hmm.
So that was super fun. And then the following week, right after Comic-Con, I got moved from my home store into a new store where I didn't know anyone, and my test was coming up the following week, so I couldn't even study with the people that I almost said grew up with, the people that I knew and the people that I've been working with for so long that have been helping me study because I was in a completely new store. So like learning a whole new environment, getting accustomed to new people, on top of that panicking about my exam because it's a 3.5 to 4 hour drive just to get there.
Yeah.
Then I had to pay for accommodations, I had to pay for food, gas, and all that. And then taking the test and then driving back. I had a full-blown panic attack in the car. And by panic attack, I just mean my mom was talking at me and I was just staring out the window and crying. And she just... that was fun.
If you didn't catch that was very light taps on the knee and
yeah, while she was driving. And she was just like, do you need anything? Do you want food? I was like, I just want to get home. I just need to get home.
Valid.
Because I was so worried that I'd failed this test that I've been dreading.
Yo, homie had me praying. I don't subscribe to any particular belief.
Yeah.
I do genuinely believe in the energy of the universe, yada yada yada, whatever you want to call it. But girl, when I tell you I was finding rocks on the street and being like, okay, you are now a special rock. I'm gonna give you the energy, and the world needs to absorb this energy so that Shirley can pass this friggin' test.
Yeah, and then they were like, you won't find out for 46 weeks whether you passed or not. So at first I was like, well, once I take the test and it'll be over because like I took it, all that anxiety will leave. I was wrong. It got worse because now
it did a switcheroo.
Yeah, because now I was anticipating failing. And so I thought that if I passed, I would get my license in an envelope. So I thought it was going to be like a big envelope. So about...
kind of like a university acceptance letter.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that I worked with, I will not name names, made me almost spiral because I was telling her about the answers that I gave because it's a practical. And she just went, oh, no, you answered that wrong. That was a trick question. And that's not the answer that they wanted.
Yeah.
So I just spiraled from there because I was like, I failed this. There's no way that I passed it. If I got that wrong, then I probably got everything wrong.
This was also an era where she was kind of just not there on the chat spectrum.
Yeah.
But I was checking in to see movement.
Yeah. And after that, I just like spiraled. And then about 3 to 4 weeks after my exam, I went to check the mail because a package had arrived and there was a letter from the state. And it was a very small, like, regular white envelope, and I was
nothing
like...
Nothing suspect at all.
Yeah. And I was like, this is my...
failure.
I'm so sorry that you failed. Here are the steps to take it again next year. Because the test only happens twice a year. So I, like, fully prepared myself. Like, tears at the ready. They were at the ready. Opened the letter, started reading it. Congratulations, candidate. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, how are you congratulating me on failing? Like, what kind of reverse psychology mind games are you playing? So I reread it and it was like, congratulations on passing. You are now an ophthalmic dispenser.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. when I tell you, the tears that were at the ready were like, well, we're coming out one way or another. So they just like waterfalls. And I was like, I managed to like wipe them off, and I like ran upstairs and I threw the letter at my sister, and I was sobbing, and she was just like, oh no, like this is it. She failed. Like, how do I comfort her? She opens the letter. She was like, congratulations. And then we just start like jumping up and down like crazy. And then I call my mom because she wasn't home.
Yeah.
So I FaceTime her sobbing, right? Because my sister was like, well, you got to tell her you failed because she's not here.
Yeah.
So it'll be hilarious.
It's the only logical thing to do.
If she thinks that she can't comfort you because she's not here. So I call her crying. And I was actually sobbing though. And I call her crying, and my sister's just in the background like, she didn't pass. Like, she didn't pass. And I can't even get words out because I'm crying. And she's like, it's okay. You know, at least the drive was nice. We can go up again in April and it'll be really nice. And I'm like, and I sent her a screenshot of the letter, and I'm like, I can't even like get it into words. I was like, let me just send it to you. So I sent her a picture of it, and I just see her eyes go, you passed! And then, you know, the Hispanic curses come after for me lying to her. And
wish I could be there to experience that. God.
And I passed, and they were like, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, you will get your license. Yeah. So then I had to wait about 3 more weeks before my license came in the mail. I have a picture of that, which I'm gonna say that I'm gonna send it to Sarana, but I'll probably forget.
She's not gonna send it.
But there's a picture when I got my license. It was super fun.
Yeah.
When I came home, my mom and my sister actually sang happy license to you.
Happy license to you.
With a little cake, which was really sweet. I ended up falling in love with the people that I was working with at the news store. They were the sweetest people I'd ever met. You know, some more than others I got along with, obviously, like you always do.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
That's how life is. You can't, and when I left, I got some of them gifts, and they were all like, why are you getting us gifts? You're leaving us. We should buy. But they got me pastries on my last day there. And yeah, that all, I just skipped straight into November, might be.
Yeah,
but
no.
Then Thanksgiving also happened.
Yeah, so first, my birthday happened in November, which we met up for very low-key, just had a hangout. My aunt had left the week prior, so I was just kind of going through the motions.
Oh, yeah, she did leave prior. You were at my house when she left.
So the day my aunt left, I messaged her and was like, hey, we're not doing too good today. I'm gonna be sad regardless. Can I be sad at your place? And so I packed my stuff up, put some PJs in a bag, because I was like, I can't disrespect the girl. Like, I'm gonna be sitting on the train. I'm not gonna be sitting on the train with my jeans and then sitting on her couch. We don't do that. Anyways, I go and then I just sleep on her couch for like an hour.
Yeah, it was more than an hour.
I was in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister came to the living room, and Serrano was fully knocked out on one of the couches, and I was just wrapped in a blanket watching TV. And my sister's like, is she good? Does she want the bed? Like, she can sleep in my room.
Couches.
Yeah, no, I literally was like, she'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. She's good.
Yeah. So that happened. Bounced back. Was my birthday on the 14th. We went out, just had a good time. We watched a movie, Wakanda Forever. I had many calls and missed calls during the movie because, first of all, daylight saving happened, and my family back home always forgets because, like, first we should get rid of daylight savings, and the cows don't care about daylight saving.
I mean, we're getting rid of it next year now.
Yeah, but the animals still eat on time, you know? Like, who is this helping? Anyway.
Farmers don't even exist anymore. I stand by what I said.
True facts. Yeah, so good week.
Oh, but the day of her birthday, I had to go on a work adventure, which I had to drag her into Midtown.
It's fine though, because we ended up at a beautiful
bakery.
French bakery? Or Italian?
It was Italian, but it was all run by Colombians.
New York City is a melting pot of the world. You know, like how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? Yeah, New York City is the melting pot of the world. Yeah, great day. Wandered around the city. Did some adventuring. Didn't cry, which was massive success. Because September, October, November, the emotions, everywhere. Like, crying because the wind blew a little too hard.
Yeah,
It was
Honestly,
ridiculous.
It was a lot.
I'm
still
gonna
coming
blame
out of
that on the retrograde because everything was it was like every planet was in retrograde. It was bad. Anyways, bounced back, got invited to Thanksgiving, like a formal American style Thanksgiving, aside from the fact that it was a vegetarian Thanksgiving.
What a time.
So I was back here yet again.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. It was a great time, met some amazing people, had very intelligent conversations, and a real good time. Yeah. Then the week after, the last week of November, came back here again to puppy sit. Here's some pictures of Annie, the dog, not our friend.
Although, here's a picture of our friend. No.
Listen, if she is allowing it, sure. If not, here's a picture of her cat, Aldrin. Shouts out to the homeboy. Was supposed to meet him when he was a little wee kitty.
And now he's like 4 years old.
And he's a grown boy who has full conversations with us on Discord now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I missed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we hang out every so often, and most of it is me turning down their volume while they play games and just hanging out in their presence. But don't tell them that.
I love that.
There for the vibes, bro.
Yeah,
there for the vibes.
For sure.
Yeah, and then while December comes around and doing a lot better emotionally, reconnected again with some friends. Went out to lunch with an old high school friend, and that was very nice. They're moving back to Brooklyn, and they are doing such adult things now. Like they bought a house with their partner, and just so proud of like seeing certain friends meet certain life milestones.
Yeah.
And I'm out here house sitting and taking care of some plants.
I was gonna say, your mental health was here, and it's like slowly been coming up, which is nice. I don't know if you remember the update before the last one was like in the summer,
I think. Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'm in therapy, everything is great, the world is coming together. Anyway, I've since stopped going,
which we need to fix.
Yeah, but 3 therapists have quit at my place in the last 6 months, and I just don't have the energy to start again. My psychiatrist has been changed twice, which I just don't have the energy anymore. Honestly, it also just all feels condescending when you go to a psychiatry appointment.
Oh, it depends on the psychiatrist.
I've had 2, and they've both been like, I know it's not their intention, but it's just the way that I know it's the way I perceive things. So I'm just over it at this point, and I was like, you know what? I started taking ashwagandha.
Yeah.
Which my sister said is like a lobotomy in a bottle. So we'll see how my stress deals with that for a while.
That gave me anxiety. I was taking it up to the point where we had to go to urgent care because it slowed down my breathing so much that it was making me panic.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they were like 5,000 milligram capsules. You're supposed to take like...
I take gummies. If it's not in candy form, I don't want it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was just popping that. Anyways, no medical advice coming from us. Please do consult your physician, whatever you have. I will refer you to my psychiatrist because I think she's really good. I think.
We'll see.
We'll sort that out. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this update. Sorry that it was kind of a heavy one, but appreciate everything, and we will see you guys in 2023. Bye.